Tonight on KSL Outdoors.
There you go.
Big changes are in store for a popular northeastern Utah fishery.
Oh, that is a tank.
And anglers can now catch and keep as many as they want. Plus, a preview of a little-known mountain bike trail and festival in Vernal.
I'm Adam Meikle, and KSL Outdoors starts right now.
KSL Outdoors with Adam Meikle is brought to you by your local Ford stores.
Hey, welcome to Northeastern Utah. I'm Adam Meikle. Hey, we brought you out here today because there's a lot going on when it concerns fisheries. I want to give you some updates. We've got a reservoir just south of here that is scheduled for a rotenone treatment that's now delayed another year. We got another one up the road that had a rotenone treatment 2 years ago and is on the rebound. But we're starting off here at Steinaker, where there's some big changes, all because of some dam repairs by the Bureau of Reclamation.
Show us how it's done, boys.
How deep are we going? I'm going about 15, 20 feet deep. Yeah, we're just throwing spinners. We caught one on spinner and just one on that red devil on surface right there.
We come up probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a month, just after work, bring the kids up.
Hey, you got a fish already. It came off
Yep,
the
it's in the middle. Look at that fish jumping. Is he even on that one? What is it, a tarpon?
We're fishing with locals Sean Martinson, his boy Trevin, and Trevin's buddy, Liam.
Nice fish for Steinaker.
New lure had only been out there for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
Steinaker is a popular fishery for local anglers. It's close, stocked with rainbow and brown trout, and it has a healthy population of bluegill and big largemouth bass. All of these fish, however, are on borrowed time, as the reservoir will be drained completely next year for dam repairs.
So a couple of years ago, we were kind of alerted that there was a slough happening in the dam. So we knew that they were going to have to do something about it, but we didn't know what extent that would be until last week. We heard that they'd need to do some earthquake proofing as well, so they're going to draw it down to a really low level, which for a fishery doesn't work so well. It leaves a lot of fish in a little puddle of water.
How low are we talking? I mean, low enough that you're concerned that...
Lower than dead pool. Dead pool's a level where we're confident that we could still overwinter fish. That was 3,300 acre feet. The level now is 318 acre feet, which is significantly different, and more or less a couple acre pond is what it's going to be.
Yeah. So you guys decided to do what, basically?
It's a rainbow.
We decided that it would be a good idea to let our public utilize these fish that are here, and we decided to do a no limit on any species here at Steinaker State Park. So come out and enjoy our blue ribbon fishery. It's really unfortunate. It's a bummer that this has to happen this way, but we want you guys to come out and utilize the fish that are here. There you go.
The division stocks 30,000 rainbows annually and
This might be a brown.
about 5,000 brown trout. Natalie says the browns in here are doing pretty good. Some fish are even approaching 30 inches.
There, might as well take a picture of it. I need it for my fish brain. I don't catch browns very often.
Well, you got to hold it up so I can see your face. Okay. Right.
That's just a wee baby too.
As for bass and bluegill, Natalie hopes to move a majority of these fish before the reservoir is drained.
We have a plan for the bass and bluegill right now because they're already disease certified, which means we can move them to other places in our region and other places in the state. So we are going to be salvaging largemouth bass and bluegill. We've got a special pond set aside. A really nice private landowner is allowing us to put those fish in there and hold them for a year or two until we're done with the Steinaker project and also the Pelican Lake project. So we're going to have them in a place where we can get those back into those places as kind of a broodstock fish.
There's a fish on the right.
You
Got him.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't even 5 seconds, I can tell you that.
So if you're looking for a great place to bring the kids, whether from shore or boat, you'll find plenty of good fishing at Steinaker, and if you'd like, you can keep everything you catch. The boys say make sure to bring a few lures in red, as they were killing it on the evening bite.
The red devil spoon, anything red, seems like today has been working really well.
These dam maintenance projects are necessary, and we understand that. There's no problem with that. We just want to make sure that we get this fishery back up and running after the project is done. Okay.
That evening, we helped Natalie set nets as part of her annual fish survey at Steinaker.
Dude, that's 10 pounds.
We'll show you what we found in the nets after the break. Plus, Outdoors producer Jared Hargrave introduces us to a little-known biking trail south of Vernal. But first, let's test your knowledge of the area in tonight's climate quiz question. Vernal, Uintah County's largest city, is bordered on the north by the Uintah Mountains and the Book Cliffs to the south. In the 1880s, during the Meeker Massacre that occurred in Colorado, settlers built a fort which later became the town of Vernal. Our climate quiz question tonight is, what was the initial name given to the town before it was renamed Vernal? Once you know the answer, log on to our KSL Outdoors Facebook page, give us the correct answer, and while you're at it, give us a like. We'll then randomly select and announce a winner on our Facebook page the following week. The winner set to walk away with a Climate Static V sleeping pad. And our answer to last week's question, which was, what is a young male and a young female turkey called? Well, a young male turkey is called a Jake, and a young female turkey is called a Jenny. KSL Outdoors, powered by Ford, will be right back to the Uintah Basin.
KSL Outdoors is also brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, Fish Tech Outfitters, Utah State Parks, Burt Brothers, Climate, Intermountain Wind and Solar, the Cabins at Bear River Lodge, Trax Power Sports Rentals, and Camp Chef.
And our first net's just right around the corner over here.
Welcome back to Steinaker Reservoir. We're headed out to check the nets we set the night before to sample the fishery before it gets drained for dam repairs next year.
We got a couple of castaways here.
We do have castaways today. We have Tyler and Davis with us today who are on career shadow day. And they picked a great day because you never know what you're going to find in gill nets at Steinaker. They'll be learning all about what it takes to be a fisheries biologist, I guess.
A little grit.
A little grit.
Yeah, a little grit. Got it.
Setting the nets is just an annual spring trout survey. Basically, we're just going to try to collect as much data as we can now and through the rest of the year before they draw this down, so we can get it back to this level.
All right, our first fish, got a couple rainbows.
So we want it dialed in the best we can as far as species composition, what they're eating. We want to have all that stuff known before this happens because we want to have a goal to get it back to.
Holy crud, look at that guy.
Wow.
Oh, big old male. Feisty, healthy. Want to hold that? Look at that fish, huh?
It's a classic Steinaker brown trout right there.
Good looking. He's feisty.
Weighs at least like 3 pounds.
I think 3 pounds. I think we should let him go this time. We still got in about another year before we're gonna have a lot of really, really low water. So we'll let this guy swim free for the day. Yeah, swim free. We've got areas where you can fish all over. We've got a group on that point right now, a group on this point. So if you don't have a boat, I mean, you don't have to be afraid of this place. Come shore fish it. There's tons of opportunity here. And I'll give away a little secret that this is called Campground Bay right here. Yeah. In June, the bluegill come in here and they are a ball to catch.
This one feels loaded.
Don't let him go, man.
Dude, that's 10 pounds.
Hurry, grab him.
I will. Wow, look at that fish. This is why you need to come out here and fish Steinaker before the dam get repair and they drain it. What is that? That's got to be 10 pounds. 8 pounds maybe, 9, 10 pounds. Oh, that is a tank. Let's measure him up.
760, so he's 30 inches.
30 inch.
Oh my gosh.
Another fishery in the basin that biologists are gearing up for is Pelican Lake. Pelican at one time was one of the premier bluegill fisheries in the West. The invasive carp have taken over the reservoir, and biologists had planned to rotenone the reservoir, killing off all the fish and restarting it this fall. That treatment, however, has been delayed a year.
It may be kind of detrimental to a lot of people at first, but realize we're trying to get it back to the way it was before the carp infested that place.
On a brighter note, Red Fleet Reservoir just up the road from Steinaker was reset 2 years ago, and the fish that were planted after the rotenone treatment are looking good. Natalie hopes Red Fleet will hold anglers over until Steinaker makes a comeback.
In a couple years, expect to be able to go up there and just have a ball, especially with kids.
That is a reason right there in itself to come out here to Steinaker and catch some fish. Look at that. That has got to be close to 10 pounds. Big old beautiful brown trout, 30 inches. If you're looking for that 30-inch fish, it resides right here in Steinaker, because we're going to put this guy back. Hey, more here coming up in a moment, but first back to the guys at Fish Tech for tonight's fishing report. That's the biggest brown I've ever seen.
Hi, this is PJ with Fish Tech with tonight's fishing tip. Okay, I want to talk about high water fishing. Since we've had so much snow this year, the rivers are definitely going to go up high. One of the things is this is a good time to learn the bounce rig. When you're fishing, the fish are always facing upstream. So we'll say the current's coming into me. Fish is going to be where my hand is. If you're fishing an inline rig where you've got the weight and the fly below the weight, that weight drags the bottom and it can pull the fly maybe below the fish. It might be around the fish, but you don't know for sure. So we don't like that rig right now. When you've got high water, a bounce rig, what it'll do is the weight goes on the bottom and my fly is guaranteed to be above the fish. Now, why is that important? Because in murky water, fish can only see silhouetted bugs above them. When I do this, I'm going to attach my tag ends to the main line. So all you do is you just take the loop around the main line, take the line through the loop, and attach it to the main line. Then you can slide it wherever you want it to go. I usually put a knot to slide it into the knot. Sometimes I'll move it up and down, but it's a great way to go. Okay, for tips like these or any other, come on down to Fish Tech and I'd love to help you out. Now for tonight's fishing line.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors. I'm Jared Hargrave. Well, while Adam's up at Steinaker fishing, I'm down here at the McCoy Flats trail system just outside of town to check out another activity you can do in Vernal. That's mountain biking.
The mountain biking in Vernal really started as a grassroots effort. A lot of volunteer trail building. McCoy Flats is really the go-to place in Vernal. It's a stacked loop system, so there's a lot of options starting from the trailhead.
Mountain biking in Vernal is a lot of fun. We've got a lot of variety. There's a few trails that are a little bit more technical with a little bit of slick rock. I got two things I love, fish and mountain biking, and there's no time or room for anything else. It's fishing and mountain biking, and that's it. You know, you gotta pick and choose in life.
The Vernal riding is mostly rolling hills, not too difficult. They're short climbs, short descents, but generally pretty intermediate riding for the most part. We do have some more technical features if you want to go for that, but it's not the steep up and down like you might find in a more mountain trail area.
The reason that this exists, the first trail I built out here was Got Milk. And then from there it just branched over the last literally 18 years. I'm the trail liaison for NUMB. I'm the guy, that's my title. Like, I come out, ride trails, give update on what needs to be worked on.
NUMB stands for Northeastern Utah Mountain Bikers. It's a mountain biking advocacy group. NUMB Fest is Memorial Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
It should be a lot of fun. We have some group rides.
Oh, people should come to NUMB Fest because they're going to go home with great memories. It's a fantastic time. As many people that come out, I think we had like about 120 people last year. You still find your own little piece of heaven out here. How many times I come out here and I ride and I never see a soul? And it just makes sense because we're here, we're debuting the trails that we have in the area for people. And it's great economic development for Vernal. The McCoy Flat in itself, just this one trailhead, generates more revenue for Vernal than the entire 4th of July weekend rodeo. And I make it a point to remind people that comes at zero cost. There's not been one dime spent by city or county in building the trails out here.
NUMB Fest is about celebrating mountain biking and just being together as mountain bikers. And it's pretty low key. Again, it's a free event. There's, you know, just come out and ride.
9 different trails, just over 60 miles of cumulative single track. You can camp wherever you want. There are no restrictions right now. It's not crowded. It's family friendly, and it's just a great time.
For more information about this year's NUMB Fest or mountain biking in Vernal in general, check out bikenum.org. Now let's send it back to Adam for this week's Utah Field Guide.
Kokanee salmon, the landlocked form of the sockeye salmon, can be a tricky species to catch here in Utah, but they're beautiful, fun to hook into, and great to grill, and now thanks to efforts by the DWR, abundant in many of Utah's waters. Most anglers, when they think of kokanee, think of Flaming Gorge and Strawberry Reservoirs, 2 great kokanee fisheries. But lately, the DWR has been stocking kokanee in various reservoirs around the state, including Jordanelle, Starvation, even Fish Lake. For those wanting to learn how to catch kokanee salmon, you're in luck. The DWR has teamed up with some of the most knowledgeable koke anglers around, and are holding a free kokanee catching seminar May 18th at the DWR headquarters here in Salt Lake. There you'll get information from Jared Johnson from Rocky Mountain Tackle and Cameron Phillips from Strawberry Bay Marina on how and what gear to use to catch kokanee. You'll need to register for this free seminar on the DWR's website at wildlife.utah.gov. You'll also be entered into a raffle to win a guided kokanee fishing trip with the Phillips family up at Strawberry Bay Marina.
You boys cold? Kind of. Boy, you Basonites, you're soft. Hey, it's been actually a little chilly out here today, a little rain, a little wind. Let's find that recreation forecast now by turning it over to the guys and gals in the weather department. Cold. Welcome back to Steinaker. I'm Adam Meikle. Hey, don't forget, Free Fishing Day is always in the first part of June. It'd be a great chance to come here to Steinaker, bring the kids, catch as many fish as you want. For all the details, check our Outdoors calendar page right there on our Outdoors website at ksltv.com. Well, some of these rainbows are spawning out, so we talked Tyler, right, and Davis into eating some eggs here. These kids don't know. Guys pay big bucks for this. I'm paying them $5. All right, grab your egg. Just one. They didn't want to do this, but I'm forcing them. All right, pop it in. Chew it. Not bad, huh? It can't even tell. What do you think?
It's fine.
That's fine, huh? It's just an egg. Hey, don't forget, if you can talk the kids into doing something crazy while you're out, like, I don't know, eating rainbow eggs, make sure to bring your camera, take a few snapshots, and submit it to our Snapshot contest. Now the best of the week, our Snapshot of the week. Here we go, I'll eat it.
We kick it off with a date for Aaron and Kitra, one they'll never forget. The couple was out shed hunting a new spot when they came across 2 sets of sheds from the same deer. Aaron says it was the best hike he and his wife have ever been on. Weston has been fishing the gorge with his dad since he was just 2 weeks old. On Easter weekend, this 6-year-old hooked into his second fish of the day, this 21-pound laker that he brought in all by himself. Dad says it was all he could do to convince his son to let the big fish go, but Weston now understands why. A great memory these two will always have. Bill and his son McCoy hit ice off at Strawberry this year, and McCoy ended up with the fish of the day, this beautiful cutthroat trout that couldn't pass up a juicy nightcrawler. The fish was released for some future fishermen. Speaking of ice off, a few weeks ago we were fishing the North Shore of Panguitch Lake and had a blast catching some giant tigers. Well, Jeff Veter's son was there as well and caught this nice, just as nice tiger on the southern shore. Ice off can be spotty, but Jeff's son looks to have it figured out. And finally, our winner tonight also comes from Panguitch Lake. Erwin Van Hook went down with 2 buddies, Randy and Jim, for some fishing 3 weeks ago. The only problem, Erwin forgot to get his license, so he picked up his camera instead and captured this beautiful sunrise with Randy silhouetted in the foreground. His buddies told Erwin to submit this fine picture, and if Erwin won, they could put the stove in Randy's cabin. Well, Erwin, it looks like you guys have a stove for the cabin, as you did. You won our Snapshot of the Week. Remember, submit your pictures or video plus an explanation of your latest outdoor adventures online at ksltv.com. The winner each week wins the new Pro 60X 2-burner stove with two 30,000 BTU burners and matchless ignition. Plus, the winner is also entered into our Ford Trucks quarterly Facebook giveaway for a Camp Chef pellet grill.
Build your outdoor kitchen with Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
All right, man of my word, I said if you ate an egg, which you did, hopefully your mother doesn't kill me, I'd pay you $5, but $5 is hard to split. Here you go, 3 and 3. Did you guys have a good time today? Yeah. Learn a little bit? Yeah. You want to be a fisheries biologist? Sure. Sure? Hey, now we were talking about the opportunity. I mean, there's so much opportunity. People really need to come and take advantage of this fishery.
They do, and people should enjoy it while it lasts, and then we'll rebuild it after it needs rebuilt.
Yeah, take as many as you want. I'd encourage you to put all those largemouth back so that they can capture them, hold them, and restock them elsewhere. But boy, come and load up on the rainbows and the browns. Neat place too.
It is a neat place.
Bring my family back.
Lots of cool things to do around here too. Mountain biking, four-wheeling, all sorts of stuff. So make a weekend of it.
Hey, I'm Adam Meikle. Reminding you out with your family, your friends. Get your kids outdoors and make some memories. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.